Welcome back to another episode of Banished by Blaze. I'm Jenny Blaze, and I just got rid of the flu, which is why I'm extremely behind on covering the Traitors. On the last episode of Banished by Blaze, we ran through the cast of the Traitors US Season 3 to learn where we've seen them before and to critique their gaming in the first 4 episodes. Today, we will cover what's happened in episodes 5 and 6 and discuss the status of all the players in the game to predict what will come in the rest of the season. Before we end, we'll identify the person we think should be banished immediately. Be gone. Before we get into it, we have some disclaimers. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Everything said is alleged. There is no fact checking. This is not journalism. This is for entertainment purposes only. And since these are real people we are discussing, I think it's important to be extremely clear that we do not condone bullying of any kind. While we may have some opinions and speak our minds in this contained space, we will never wish harm to anyone in real life. If you do not want spoilers, this is not the place for you, and you shall be banished immediately. Be gone. Okay, first, I'll give a summary of what has gone down in episodes 5 and 6. Rob just got Bob the drag queen banished. Huge power move by Rob. So kudos to him. I'm just annoyed because I think he was able to pull it off only because of his reputation. I don't think it would have worked any other way. Whatever. After Bob the drag queen is banished, Robin is murdered, and I'm sorry, but I don't think anyone cared, and I was dying laughing. Like, they just moved on like nothing happened. For this mission, they have to put pictures of who they want to get a shield after they answer a question correct. And Danielle, for some reason, like an idiot, decides she's not going to put her own picture up there to get a shield, which is very suspicious, but she does it anyways. Sierra and Dolores wind up getting a shield. At the round table, it comes down to Sierra and Nikki fighting, and it made me really sad. Although Sierra is killing it. At one point she said, "Have you even laughed with your gut?" They were like really going at it. It made me feel bad. And then Chriselle, she's the one who kind of piped in. And because of her, Nikki was banished and that Bambi alliance was broken. Chriselle started, she led with, "I am not in an alliance." Ouch. However, before they all banished Nikki, Bob H did pick up on Boston Rob, and he's like, that's a pretty bold move. Like, what are the chances, right? Bob H is on to Rob, but everyone ignored him because they have a hard-on for Boston Rob. After this roundtable, everyone's like really upset. Tom Sandoval's an idiot. He's like, "Chriselle, I have so much respect for you." Shut up, Tom. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your respect. I do like that Derek and Wes are starting to communicate, and they're identifying Rob as a traitor, mostly led by Derek. And Derek is using his cop skills, so love that. At the end of episode 5, we're at the turret, and Carolyn is pissed. But Danielle's trying to reassure her, like, I'm sorry, I won't say your name, because right before they went into the turret, Dylan told Carolyn that Danielle had been mentioning her name. And why did Danielle think that, oh, I got to get Boston Rob out, so let me get Carolyn out first? That makes no sense. Just go for him. Team up with Carolyn. Carolyn or Caroline? The Y is throwing me off. So fast forward, we're on episode 6 in the turret. Caroline is so pissed. She's like, "There's nobody that I want to murder other than you two right now." I did not know that she was going to get this emotional in the game, and it's actually kind of scary. And I think this obviously is going to be a downfall of hers, that she's so upset about what's going on. Like, she needs to just remove the emotion and play the game, something that Wes does very well. This is really funny to watch though, because Boston Rob is stuck in the turret with Danielle and Caroline, and it's throwing him off. He's like, I think he's already realized that the group of traitors aren't really working well together. It's no control. Oh, love that. We love chaos. So at breakfast, before Boston Rob comes in, Derek mentions Rob, and Danielle overhears this. So they're starting to get momentum. I like this. This is what turns me on. I'm like, ooh, yeah, okay. Bob H winds up being the one who's murdered. And of course, it's because at the round table, Bob H called out Rob. It's so obvious. Everyone is being blind. They're choosing to be blind. After breakfast, Derek and Wes, they have a little powwow and they're like, yes, we're going for Rob. Even though Wes is not like 100% sure, Derek is the one who's like, it's time. We got to go for him. This is when I start to get a little bit excited. My Traitors boner is like semi-active. It's like Traitors chub. I'm pretty sure I had a Traitors boner by this point in season 2. So maybe that's why I'm like a little disappointed. All right, moving on. So we go to the mission. Their mission is to get 1,500 pounds of gunpowder. They split up into 3 teams. Everyone goes for shields first before getting the gunpowder, because this mission is a all or nothing. They either get the $30,000 or they don't, and they have 30 minutes. So everyone's going for shields first. The first one, Caroline grabs a shield, which is hilarious because she obviously doesn't need one. And she's like, Tom is pissed that she took it. He feels entitled to the shield in this moment, which I thought was so weird because there were other people there in the group who weren't like, oh, excuse me. He was the only one. He's like, I just find it to be very annoying. I find you to be annoying, Tom Sandoval. But because Caroline's a traitor, obviously, and she has a shield, and that means that anyone in her group is open to be murdered. In the other group, they decide to do rock, paper, scissors, and Dylan Efron is apparently a psychopath and has won a rock, paper, scissors tournament with 100 people before. It's like such a weird talent, right? What kind of talent is that? Anyways, Rob was in his group, so anyone else in that group is open to be killed because obviously Rob is a traitor, and so he knows, because they're all like, don't tell anyone, so that the traitors don't know. The other group, Chriselle gets the shield, and actually their entire group is safe from being murdered because they have Derek, Sam, Brittany, and Dolores. None of them are traitors, so by them being quiet about it, they're pretty much all safe. In the end, they wind up getting the 1,500 pounds of gunpowder, and they won $30,000. So yay! Back at the castle, there's a scene of Tom Sandoval eating over the table. Drunk Drawn did a picture where making Tom Sandoval look like a rat. I posted about it immediately. I was like, what is actually happening here? Why is he like this? The key thing to note here is Tom Sandoval is, in addition to eating like a rat, he is calling out Dolores's name. So we go to the round table. First thing to come up, Dolores already knows that Tom Sandoval said her name, and she's like, fucking Tom Sandoval. So she held herself very eloquently, and she delivered some subtle shade to Tom Sandoval. He had nothing really of substance to say. So Derek tried to cut him off. He's like, okay, this is not, we're wasting time here. But Tom kept talking. So Derek was like, wrap it up. But eventually, Dolores versus Tom Sandoval fizzled out. So Derek took over and he literally laid out every single thing that happened with Boston Rob and how all the reasoning and the facts that support him being a traitor. And I almost was turned on. I almost had a traitor's boner in this moment. If he never said that crap about Sierra being a traitor because she swears a lot, and how Derek said he knows from interrogations that people who use profanity don't tell the truth or some crap. And to that I say bull fucking shit. If someone is accusing me of something I did not do, you best believe I'm going to be fucking swearing. So I have a traitor's job, I guess. Anyways, in Boston Rob's defense, so obviously he has to play defense at this point, he throws out Wes. And basically it's between Rob and Wes. Wes's downfall, he fucked up when he said, if he's not banished, he's coming for everyone. They're like, whoa. Everyone's getting upset over that. I was like, oh my God, Wes, why would you do that? He winds up getting banished for that. And Derek said it later on. He's like, Wes buried himself, which is true. If he didn't do that, I think they could have gotten Rob out. Wes. So Wes is banished. In the circle of truth, he goes, I don't care about any of you. Fuck you all. And as he walks out, he gives the finger. Just one, which I thought was like, more passive aggressive than 2, right? 2 is like the most aggressive you can get. So 1 is like, yeah, fuck you, but I don't even care enough to put in that much effort. I feel like that's the kind of vibe that we get from Wes. It's his gaming style. Back at the castle, Brittany and Derek have a conversation because Brittany's like, I thought you said you weren't going to go after Boston Rob. And he goes, yeah, I know. She goes, you are dirty, low down, I don't know, scum or something. And he's like, yeah, I didn't tell you because I know that Rob is a traitor and I think you are too. She's like, oh, me? And not going to lie, I'm a tiny bit turned on until Derek goes and tells Dylan that he thinks Brittany is a traitor because his rationale is that when they went into the round table, she told Dylan not to vote for Rob. And he's upset about that. He's like, she doesn't even talk to Rob. She should have my back. And that's where I think this is so funny because his downfall now, Derek is doing great in this game. He's like he's nailed it when it comes to Boston Rob, but the pettiness that comes out of his ego being hurt by Brittany is his downfall. So funny. In the turret, it's super awkward because at the round table, Caroline went after Danielle hard. She did not give a shit. Boston Rob just looks completely defeated. Caroline said, well, we'll just have to go after Danielle. They could not come to an agreement on anything. And Danielle's like, well, I'm not going to just sit back and do nothing. I'm going to fight. And Caroline's like, with what? What are you going to fight with? With lies? And she's like, yeah. Basically. This is a disaster. I love this because this shows how Rob is out of control. He cannot, unfortunately, it's out of his hands. He has to rely on 2 other traitors who are hating each other. They don't even care about killing the faithfuls. Oh my gosh. I love this show. So let's go through. Well, just as a reminder, so far, Dorinda Medley has been murdered. Wells has been banished. Chanel A.N. was murdered. Tony was banished. Jeremy was murdered. Bob the drag queen was banished. Robin was murdered. Nobody cared. Nikki Bella was banished. That was very sad. Bob H was murdered. I don't know what's worse, to be murdered or banished. Banished is rough because like everyone has to vote you out to your face. Then Wes was banished. So who do we have left? We have Chrishell. Chrishell, I think, is going to... I think she's going to make it close to the end. I feel like she's playing a decent game, even though she was dead wrong about Nikki, her bestie. Ouch. That could throw her off, actually. She might be like, oh no, I can't trust myself because look what I did to my best friend. I could see her crying again for sure. So we'll see. Sierra, I love her. Unfortunately, I feel like people are gunning for her. It's like just because she got randomly selected to go into the coffin, now everyone's after her. So, I mean, just keep getting shields, girl. I'm going to be rooting for her. I hope she makes it to the end. I would love for her to win. That'd be great. Oh, God. Zac Efron's brother, Dylan. He will probably go far because he's a straight white man. He'll probably go far because of his privilege. I don't know. Sam reminds me of Kevin from season 2. Like he's not really participating in the beginning that much, but I feel like once he gets activated, we'll see something. And I hope we see something in the next episode because he said, I'm coming for Rob, but we haven't seen that yet. Come on, Sam, get it together. Gabby is so cute. I can see her going pretty far unless they target her just for being a woman, like a random thing. Dolores is fighting. I think Dolores can make it. I hope she makes it to the end. I hope she wins. Brittany is not doing that great because she doesn't think Rob is a traitor, which is like the most obvious thing ever. And she's gone against her fellow big brother guy, Derek. So I don't know. I worry about her safety is all. And Derek is the only one who's really doing anything. So which is dangerous. He could get out soon or he could maybe make it to the end. If I was a traitor, I would definitely recruit Derek. Tom Sandoval, oh my God. He's going to make it pretty far because everyone knows that he doesn't know what's going on. So he's going to be like a throwaway. He's going to be like the MJ where like he gets to the end, but then right at the end, they're like, no. Like special forces. It'll be just like that. Ivor is going to be used as a pawn. Someone's going to get rid of him soon, I bet. They might even do it next, actually. I would bet Ivor is on the list. Danielle. Her days are numbered because of Caroline. And she's just a bad traitor. But, I mean, I don't dislike her. I'm, like, neutral about her. Caroline. She was my favorite traitor, but her emotions are getting the best of her, so I'm worried about her. But I think she's had the best gameplay as a traitor. Rob needs to go. Rob is reckless, dangerous. I don't know why anyone would think he's not a traitor. I would just want him out simply for being him. I don't care if you're a traitor or not. You're done. Get out of here. That's it. That's the cast. We're dwindling down. We've come to the end of our show today, so we have to decide who should be banished by Blaze. I think you know. Again, this man must be banished. He should have already been banished. And I blame Dylan Efron for that. for having a hard-on for Boston Rob. He's fangirling and it's messing with the game. Get it together. All right, that's all we have for today on Banished by Blaze. Please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a 5-star review. Until next time, faithfuls, stay lit.